One. Hi everyone, a warm welcome to the School of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering talk today. Today we have Prof. Samir from the Aerospace Engineering to share with us a bit more about the degree program under the Aerospace Engineering. So in about 2 minutes time, we will commence our sharing session. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment box or leave them on Slido, address them to Prof. Samir, and we will get to them during the Q&A session. In the meantime, make yourself comfortable and we'll be right back. Okay, everyone, welcome back. Now, without further ado, I'd like to invite Prof. Samir to begin his presentation. Prof. Samir, please.
Thank you, Aline, and good afternoon, good noon, everybody, wherever you are. Welcome, a very warm welcome to the presentation on behalf of the School of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. My name is Samir, and I'm an associate professor in the school, and I will be guiding you through some of the interesting things that we do in the school, and hope that will excite you, motivate you to come and join the journey together. So we are the School of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. And I want you to start your amazing journey with us to change the world as engineers always do. So you all know what engineers do, but let me give you a reflection. We don't just make things. We do these things in clear and creative manner. Actually, we are the link between all the scientific discovery and what you see in your hand, applications. We are the connector, we are the translator. When these new ideas comes to the mind of the scientist, we develop and deliver them to the society. This is what we engineers do. So this is what a value of engineer is. We create a better world which is safe to live in for every one of us. Aerospace engineering, the course broadly deals with the designing of flight-capable machine. And this is, as you know, one of the newest branch of engineering, started in 19th century with first experiments in the power flight. And that fundamentally changed the way people travel around the world. Today, aviation is an integral part of how society moves around. During the COVID time, it had a significant impact on the aerospace society. The 2 years were very challenging, but aerospace engineers kept the ball rolling. Let's watch by conducting regular checks, maintaining the engines so that everything is working efficiently. Let me quickly give you a broad overview of the world-class research facilities that we have in the School of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. For example, we have in entire Asia Pacific, we are the only university to have a 2-story high, 30-meter wide air traffic control simulators at the Air Traffic Management Research Institute. This provides a 360-degree view for research and teaching purposes. So the students who are studying undergrads make use of this facility for their lab experiments, and research as well. So for example, on the right-hand side, you can see the MAE undergraduate students, FYPs, conducting experiments, understanding the workload of the air traffic controllers while managing complex air traffic scenarios. Another lab that we have, which is also only 3 labs are there in the world which have a digital tower laboratory. So on the right-hand side, you can see there is a digital tower laboratory which allows the air traffic controller to manage airport anywhere in the world without being physically present. Apart from the Cranfield University, Linköping University, NTU is the only other university that has such advanced research facility for students to conduct research. On the right-hand side, you can see there's a 3D printed Changi Airport Tower layout and the entire runway and taxiway. And this MAE student is using the HoloLens, Microsoft HoloLens, to do a virtual reality interaction of managing the flight through human embodied gestures. MAE students are also doing world-class research in artificial intelligence and machine learning to solve complex aviation problem. Our students have published research papers in top journals and conferences, such as Journal of Air Transport Management, winter simulation conferences, case studies on transport policy, and digital avionics system and conferences. These students developed practical methods for air travel to be safe using machine learning and computational intelligence techniques, all undergraduate students. So students get an exposure working closely with the professors to do advanced industry 4.0, focusing on AI and machine learning, solving the aviation problems. In the School of Mechanical Aerospace Engineering, we have a hands-on culture. We have something which we call as Makers Lab. These Makers Lab allows NTU students to promote and develop their ideas and to do something hands-on. It involves very advanced 3D printing equipment where their ideas can take shape. Also, we have UAVs laboratories. Which you can see over here in various videos, where students are able to play with new algorithms and models for drones to be detected, drones to be navigated, and drones to race with each other. Also, we have systems and models that we have developed where drones can play various games. Over here, for example, drones are doing an air race using complex navigation obstacles and flying through it. All of the algorithms and models are developed by MAE undergraduate students. So they are having a lot of fun in experimenting with new technology and developing state-of-the-art methods and models with the professors in MAE. MAE undergraduate students usually get a very early research exposures. We do this through the undergraduate research experience on campus program. This particular program is by invitation only to the 2nd and 3rd year students, and they choose from around 800 research projects in engineering, communication, business management, as well as humanities. So this particular program strengthens your cross-disciplinary experiences. You get the chance to be conferred a coveted title of NTU President Research Scholar as well under the Eureka scheme. School of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering offer 3 combinations for the students to specialize. One is with economics, other with minor in business, and the second is second major in business. This allows aerospace engineers to explore wider avenues in their life by exploring business opportunities and developing economic analysis, and basically widening their horizon beyond going hard aerospace engineering. And they can do a lot of consultancy opportunities learning about that. Many of our aerospace engineering students have gone ahead and opened a lot of startups. And I think the knowledge that they gain in their major in business was very instrumental in that. There are various possible areas in the collaboration in the School of Mechanical Aerospace Engineering. For example, Internet of Things, additive manufacturing, data analytics, and these all contributes to the next generation of Industry 4.0. In the examples that I mentioned you before, MAE students are now at the forefront of the technology by using artificial intelligence and machine learning to solve complex aviation problems. We have a course for on AI and machine learning in the School of Mechanical Aerospace Engineering, where students are exposed early, first for the programming languages such as Python, and then on data sciences as well as machine learning models and development. They carry on several projects during this course, making them expert level trained in using machine learning techniques for aviation related problems. Aerospace industry in Singapore is here to stay. As you know, Singapore is a global aviation hub. We have over $122 billion MRO study. In Asia Pacific, we have over 12,820 industries over here. New airplanes we are procuring, as you have read in the news. Also, we have over 140 hectares of land in the Seletar Air Park that has been dedicated for aviation-related activities. We have an aerospace-related workforce, which is over 20,000, and 25% of the MRO market is here in Singapore. We are hoping to have T5 coming to life in 2025, and then many engineers who are trained in aviation will be instrumental in that. Recently, you have seen many updates on aerospace industry for Singapore. Now, aerospace companies are looking to fill thousands of jobs in next 2 years. Moreover, in-house companies and Singapore-based conglomerates such as ST Engineering have upped their hiring plans in Singapore. General Aviation is also recruiting more than 400 employees in the new role because there's so much demand for engine overhaul that's coming to Singapore, given the opening of the aviation sector. So next 2 years, 3 years will be very exciting for aviation engineers. There will be a big uptake in the market that we will see for aviation trained professionals, because of when the world is opening up, the travel is opening up. What connects the world? Aviation connects the world. And who moves the aviation? You, the future aerospace engineers who move the world. You will be required dearly in these multinational companies in Singapore and beyond. So don't lose this opportunity to be participating in transitioning the world from a standstill again to alive and kicking. Can you hear from our alumni? One is Jinwin. He is the DSTA air system engineer. He was involved in the design of F-16 Aerospace engineers. One of our another alumni was Dineshwaran, who is a SAF pilot, and he has an excellent time in MAE. Our professor Daniel Liu mentored him in the leadership and guidance, and he was able to lead the his aspirations and dreams to become SAF pilot. There are several aerospace and mechanical engineering employers in Singapore that are gearing up to participate in the opening up of the airspace, air travel again. And I'm sure that you will be able to contribute to them when you start your journey with the School of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering also promise a very healthy career start. In the last year survey, the aerospace engineering mean gross salary was 4,321, which is a very healthy start. MAE graduates also were able to diversify in various fields because of their cross-disciplines in machine learning, AI, and mechanical engineering. So I would like you to invite to participate in this exciting journey in the School of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. And I hope that you are able to join us and propel the world forward as soon as possible. Thank you so much, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Prof. Samir. So now I'd like to invite Edmund from the Aerospace Society to share with you a bit more about what you can experience if you join the society. So I recall about 2 years ago, I actually helped the society to get some discount tickets for the Singapore Air Show, and that's where I met Prof. Samir again as well. So yeah, Edmund, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Eileen. Yep. Hold on while I share my screen. Okay. Okay, hello everyone. So I'm Edmund, the president of the NTU Aerospace Society. Today we'll be going through what the society is about, what it has to offer, and how it goes hand in hand with the MAE module that Prof. Samir has just introduced to you. Okay, so about us, we aim and are a platform for NTU students to engage in purposeful and enriching activities, mainly in the fields of aviation and aerospace. So this is so as to better pair and link what you have learned in school into the real life industrial practices and all, right? We aim to develop student members into socially responsible advocates of aviation through our programs, and we aim to relieve events that NTU students used to enjoy pre-pandemic. So what we have done so far, just the start of academic year 2021 last year, we have completed an online Why Aviation conference where we held a fully online event where we brought together people and leaders from aviation and aerospace companies together to talk about aviation trends, challenges in aerospace engineering, and things like that. As a club, we have reconsolidated plans and aimed for a whole new direction where we take on more projects and plan more events for the betterment of all students in MA. We are partnering with organizations, two of which notable ones are the Singapore Institute of Aerospace Engineers and the Association of Aerospace Industries of Singapore. And we have also reached quite a mature stage of planning our workshops, which will tentatively happen in June and July period or during the summer break. We are expanding our team too to accommodate to the new plans that we have. Recently, we have sought for a brand new face and a brand new journey with a new logo, website, which you can access through the hyperlink, or I will give you a QR code later at the end of the presentation. We have also a new face for our four main social media platforms, which is the LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and the internet. So our plans for the future. Aerospace 2.0 is actually a student initiative that came from the current committee, right? It's looking to extend to programs in our outlook for this academic year and even the next academic year. We are bringing more relevance of aerospace studies to real-world applications and trying to bridge the gap between what students learn and what industrial leaders are looking for. So to do this, we have forged strong and sustained relations with organizations. As seen here, Aerospace 2.0 came as an initiative with the Association of Aerospace Industry Singapore. So our plans for the academic year and the upcoming one, we have webinars. Examples of webinars that we have conducted are the ones with Zara Rutherford, if you know of her, the first female to travel the world in a Singapore aircraft. We have also just concluded a Singapore Aerospace Technology and Engineering Conference with Singapore Institute of Aerospace Engineers. Actually, this just happened on the 16th of February. the most recent Wednesday. And interesting enough, like Prof. Samir has introduced just now, right? The possible focus areas in collaboration includes Internet of Things, additive manufacturing, and Industry 4.0. And the topics that were covered in the most recent Singapore Aerospace Technologies and Engineering Conference were actually of that as well. So we had industrial leaders, Boeing, Defense, FAA, we had French Air Force and the Singapore Republic of Singapore Air Force to come together and talk about the trends that they are heading towards. They have things like sustainability in aerospace engineering, what business models they might have to head in that direction. And we have fourth IR technology, and we also have how data science and data analytics play a part in aerospace engineering in the industry. Okay. Next, we have industry visits. This one is still in planning, and we are looking to have our first one with Pratt & Whitney. In fact, Pratt & Whitney has reached out to us and said that they would want to head over to our school, NTU, to pay a visit to the students of MAE and to share more about their company. Next thing, aero modeling and drone flying. Drone flying, we had our first phase and our first trial run at the end of last year, December. So this goes alongside the plans that some students might have for their FYP. So from what I've heard from professors of MAE, some students are looking to test their drones and all that. So we provide the training in drone flying and practice. Collaborative workshops. What I mean by collaborative workshops is, even though you are in NTU Aerospace Society, you get to experience activities that we hold alongside other clubs. For example, LDP, which is also part of MAE, and we are looking to have our first one next Saturday. In fact, it's called the Fly It program. So we usually plan for this kind of collaborative workshops so that we can share information with each other, even though we are from different clubs. Okay. Yep, and there's more. So to give you an example of two large-scale events that we are currently in planning, you might just want to keep an eye out for these two, Aeromeet and Green Aviation. So these two are relatively large-scale, and we are still in planning with the organization, Singapore Institute of Aerospace Engineers, and also the Association of Aerospace Industries Singapore. So these two, right, will involve a lot of major players in the aerospace industries. Yep, still work in progress. And yeah, okay, that's the end of my presentation. Thank you so much. So if you all have your phones with you, you can actually use your QR code to scan this, and it will be directed to our NTU Aerospace Society website. And you will get the latest news of whatever events, activities you are holding right there. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Edmund. So now the floor is open to questions. We have audience both on Zoom and on YouTube Live. So feel free to keep the questions coming in on either platform, and I will forward them over to Prof. Samir and Edmund. So now maybe Prof. Samir, in terms of undergraduate degree program, do the students, get to choose? Are there like some hands-on modules where students get to, either fix their own mini drones like what we saw on the screen just now, or are there any hands-on experience? I understand that we do have an air traffic management research institute on campus, and one of the modules are actually expose students to that particular lab. Is that true?
Yes, Aline, actually there are two modules. There are two modules which students can take to broaden their horizon beyond aerospace, which includes, one is air traffic management, and second is the airport operations. So the Air Traffic Management Research Institute has launched this specialized course 2 years ago for the students to give them a first-hand exposure of what air traffic management is. Here, because of the simulation facilities that we have in NTU MAE, we provide students with hands-on training about air traffic management, communication, navigation, surveillance, environmental impact of aviation, also how the airspace are designed, flight planning is done. So they look a very broader issue when it comes to air traffic management. They also participate in real world projects where they are given real world case studies about how the airspace can be optimized using artificial intelligence and machine learning techniques. In the other course, which is about airport operations, students are exposed to various technologies and methods are for optimizing an airport operations, including terminal building design, runway optimization, taxiway modeling. All these things are exposed to the students, which give them a very broad horizon of what aerospace engineering is. Aerospace engineering is not just about engines. Try to understand this. It is about the entire air transportation industry. We aerospace engineers contribute to a wide dimension. So we should not think or narrow our vision when we talk about aerospace engineering. Aerospace engineers move the world both in terms of airplanes and the system that enables this aircraft movements, i.e. air transportation. Also, the enabler entities in the system, such as airports, metrology, military air traffic control, all these are the important ingredients of this air transportation network. So with this facility, I think students are very well equipped to explore the world and conquer it when it comes to the aviation. We have seen our students joining the Changi Airport Group, doing airport operations, joining CAS, doing air traffic control and air traffic management, or even going for their masters and PhDs in world-class university in the area of aerospace using AI and machine learning. So this is a very unique school. Let me elaborate a little bit more on this, Aline. Other schools can teach about AI and machine learning, but we not only teach about AI and machine learning, but how to use them to solve aviation problems. This is very unique about our school. So we train not only students in aerospace engineering, but also about computational intelligence, computational thinking, Python programming, data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning. All these courses are part of AI, of aerospace engineering program. I teach data science and artificial intelligence. I also teach air traffic management. I also teach airport operations. So I can see how all those things can be brought together to give an experience to the students which is unparalleled anywhere in the school. Thank you, Aline.
Thank you, Prof. Samir. Okay, so I do have another question here. So now that, with all these COVID situations, and we do know that, the aerospace industry is they were impacted, in the past couple of years. But where do you see, in terms of career prospects, which I feel that a lot of our undergraduate students, prospective students, may be wondering about their career prospects when they graduate from this. So what do you think about the career market for aerospace engineers?
In Singapore, there is a metamorphic transformation for aerospace engineering industry. Let me tell you how. General Electric, one of the biggest engine manufacturing companies in the world, they have a big plant and facilities in Singapore. They have just announced they want to hire 400 aerospace engineers because the backlog that they have developed with the opening of the aviation market is unprecedented. Previously, they were getting 5 engines per month during the COVID time. Now they're getting 35 engines per month. Can you believe it? And they cannot service them. They need over 400 trained workforce from aerospace engineers to handle it. So next 4 years actually are going to be very exciting as the world has started to open. And this is a time when young engineers, aerospace engineers who are trained in world-class institutions like the School of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering can contribute to that. So next 4 or 5 years are very exciting. See, aviation was the most impacted industry because of the COVID-19. And it will be the most rebounding industry after the COVID-19. The amount of excitement that is being building upon after the opening of the economy world over in air travel, transportation, and people are getting back to normal. So you will see a surge of aviation activities, not only in air travel, but all the related engineerings, including MRO, engine repair, overhaul, aerospace engineering, aircraft manufacturing. they all will be impacted positively. For example, airlines are giving big orders now, as we have seen in the air show, for new aircrafts, because they can see the tsunami of aviation travel coming again back. So this is the right time to become aerospace engineers, actually. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Samir. I think just a second, Prof. Samir's statements, right? I think recently I did see a Straits Times article that actually states that, quite a number of the aerospace companies, they're expanding their hiring process. So, Prof. Samir mentioned 400, and there were like companies like ST Engineering, Boeing, among others that are actually, looking to expand their workforce. So another question we have coming in, some of our students would like to know let me see here. Do they get to design aircraft when they're studying aerospace engineering?
Of course, they learn the aircraft design. Aircraft design is a very important module during this course, and they make use of advanced simulation, modeling, and fabrication software to develop the various aircraft design. We have one of the world's largest air tunnel, air wind turbine, right? So there they can test their various design when it comes to the wind tunnel modeling and can evaluate it. So a student not only get to design, but also to simulate and evaluate their designs. So they have, in terms of infrastructure, I would say, see, I have worked in Australia. I was a professor in Australia before. I have worked in France, in Middle East. None of the universities over there has the capabilities that NTU MAE has when it comes to the aerospace engineering students. The infrastructure that we have allows the creativity of the students to take shape. They're able to see the realization of what they want to do. Our school provides them. So they are not only to do aircraft design, but also to evaluate, simulate, and fabricate, and to test also. No other university allows the students to have this kind of experience from the idea, what they have, to the realization of the product they have. Thank you, Aline.
Thank you, Prof. Samir. Okay, let me just take a look on our Slido to see if there are any questions. Oh, okay, so we do have a question coming in. What is the difference in roles between an aerospace engineer and an aerospace diploma graduate in the industry? Do employers? Yeah, correct. Go ahead, Prof.
Samir. So we see with aerospace engineering, students have a very in-depth study of the engineering aspect, which a diploma students may not have. Also, the aerospace engineering students have a wider dimension when it comes to the aerospace engineering. And a diploma engineer can only work on a certain aspect of aerospace engineering, whereas a trained graduate engineer, aerospace engineer, has a variety of dimensions where they can go as a consultant, airport engineers, ATM experts. All those roles are open. So the job prospects of an aerospace engineering are far, far more than a diploma holder. So diploma holder, because of the nature of the study, they are more focused on a particular aspect of aerospace engineering. Whereas aerospace engineers by training, they experience and explore a more wide dimension when it comes to the aerospace industry. Also, when it comes to the future career prospects, of course, in terms of career progression, when you have to go to a higher management position, if you have a formal degree in aerospace engineering, it certainly helps.
Now, maybe I would like to ask our audience in the Zoom platform if they have any questions to drop them in the comment box. I have someone who dropped me a private message here. Can I ask the significance of Singapore as an emerging country in the aerospace industry? Do you have any thoughts on that, Prof. Samir?
Singapore is not an emerging country. It is an established country. Singapore is very well established when it comes to the aerospace. We have world-class airport, Changi International Airport. We have a world-class airline, Singapore International Airline. right? Our air navigation service providers, CAS, is a world leader when it comes to the forefront of advanced communication, navigation, and surveillance facilities. So Singapore, in terms of aerospace, leads the world in all the dimensions. So it's not a new market. It is a very well established, and also there's a historical precedent to that. Singapore is on the I should say a trade route between the east and the west. It connects east and the west. It's a link between east and the west. So we have a geographical advantage as well. We connect the two worlds. Singapore is an enabler, and that enabler catalyst is the aerospace industry in Singapore.
Okay. Coming in from our Zoom chat, there's a student who is asking, there are two questions here. The first one is actually if they study, what is the difference if they specialize in aeronautical engineering versus a bachelor in aerospace engineering? Is there a difference if, let's say, eventually this graduate, they want to enter in an aviation industry? Does it matter whether they take a specialization or whether to take a bachelor? Because in both of these degrees, they do get exposure to the aerospace curriculum.
Yeah, you're right, Elin. Actually, NTU is one of those universities which allow students to have the flexibility to choose a wide variety of courses. So it doesn't matter what specialization you look for. We make sure that you are excellently trained either in aeronautical engineering or aerospace engineering. The amount of exposure that you get is sufficient for you to understand both the dimensions. So do not worry about specialization now. Once you will come into the school, you will be seeing lots of possibilities. You will be able to decide yourself which particular specialization gives you more enriching experience. See, different students have different, likings. It doesn't matter which specialization do you go to, as long as it matches with your interest. Okay. If it matches with your interest, I'm sure you are going to excel in that.
Okay. However, Prof. Samir, if let's say I am a prospective student and I am interested in the aviation industry, but I can't decide if I want to specialize in it or if I want to take a bachelor degree, because I think they are quite different. One is under mechanical engineering with a specialization, whereas the other one is, straight away we start with the aerospace curriculum. So between the two, where do you think it's the difference? If I study, for example, aerospace engineering bachelor degree, does that give me an upper hand, for example? Because, right from the very first year, we do have a lot of we start studying aerospace related modules, or would both give me an equal placement as compared to my peer?
See, it all depends upon how you like the courses, right? If you have a mechanical bent of mind, you will enjoy mechanical engineering more. If you have an aerospace passion for aerospace, I would suggest you to go for the aerospace engineering. See, both of the experience are unique, right? It is not that one experience will give you an advantage over the other group, or one group will give you an early job prospects. Then, so there are so much soft dimension of your personality that decides how you ace a particular interview. If you are a good engineer, if you have a good presenter, if you have aced your modules very well, if you have high distinction, you will be able to make a mark in the industry. So in that sense, I would encourage you to choose either of one of them. There is, I would say, from my prospect, if you start with a mechanical engineering, which is very broad-based, and you specialize in aerospace, it's perfectly all right. And if you start focused with aerospace engineering, it's also fine, because you will be exposed to other modules which are related to mechanical engineering one way or the other. So mechanical aerospace engineering, that's why the school has such a broad choice of the electives. These electives are, when they come, these electives, you will be able to make most of your passion of what you want to do in the later once you graduate. First year, second year, all the courses have a similar engineering flavor. What do you specialize in? You should focus when you come in third year or fourth year, once you have a good understanding.
Yeah, maybe I can just add in an application tip for all the prospective students. So while I think both give you equal exposure and I think both has its own advantages, if let's say you are undecided on which program you want to apply for, I would say if your cutoff point actually qualify, you can try for the aerospace engineering program as the first choice. And the reason it's usually a bit easier for you to transfer from the aerospace engineering program to the mechanical, as compared from the mechanical to transfer to an aerospace degree program. This is actually due to the supply and demand. So in the aerospace engineering program, generally the cohort size is slightly smaller. So it's a bit harder to get in. So if you're if you can, if your marks can, if you can hit the cutoff point and you are undecided, that's only for people who are undecided yet. You can still put aerospace as your first choice. And if let's say eventually you choose to go to mechanical engineering, the option is always still open for you over there. So we have this another student. We have two more questions on Zoom. The student's actually asking if is there a job security if you work in, let me see, is there a job security if you work in aerospace industry in case another outbreak or crisis happens? Prof. Samir, what do you think of the job security in this aspect?
Very interesting question. Yeah. So see, the outbreak or crisis has not only impacted aerospace industry, it has impacted all the industry, right? Because we live in a global village where all the industries are interconnected. So if you are a pilot or an engineer or a technician or even a civil engineer, if they are associated with the aviation, they got impacted. People in the hospitality industries, hotel industries, accountants over there, they got impacted. So this is the new world that we have to live into. We have to be adaptive, and when some crisis happens, all the industry are get impacted. It's not just one industry got impacted, all the industry got impacted. So we have to be resilient, we have to be prepared when such crisis happens. So I think engineers in itself is a training to be resilient. So that's my intake on that.
Yeah, I would say that it's true. Not just aerospace industry. Actually, I think across many industries, the jobs are never. We can't really expect, what can happen in the future. But what we can do is we can equip ourselves to be ready, to be resilient, to be to be well equipped, to adjust to different kind of prospective jobs, and in terms of different fields. I think with the knowledge and the skills applied, we have seen many graduates actually not just excel in engineering, but they excel in many various fields. And that's because I think with an engineering degree, and also with our current curriculum, we do have that advantage of versatility, making you very versatile, making you very agile, making you very adaptable to different situations. On Slido, we have a question directed for Prof. Samir. Once again, Prof. Samir, very popular today. What do you have to say about the displacement with technological revolution in the aerospace industry?
Very good question, actually. Very good question. Every time a new disruptive technology comes, it brings new opportunity. Before aviation industry kicked off in early 20s, the transportation was mainly the rail travel. And this disruptive technology, air travel, brought new opportunities. Now we are moving towards digitalization of aviation and air travel, right? That's the reason that in the School of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, we have few courses that equip you, to train you to be ready for this digitalization revolution that's happening in aerospace industry. We train the students in computational modeling. We train our students in programming. We train our students in data science and machine learning. And we do several projects. Actually, the 4 profile of the students that I showed you before, they all are MAE undergraduate students. They excelled so much in their research, undergraduate research, when it comes to aviation, that their research was published in top journals of artificial intelligence and air transportation. So this is a realization of the change or the disruptive technology that we have in the School of Mechanical Aerospace Engineering by equipping our students on these disruptive techniques. So they are able to contribute to the new generation of aviation that we are transitioning into.
Okay, we have time for just one last question from Prof. Samir. It's from our Slido. So this student is actually asking, are your modules designed to also equip students with digital skills such as coding, for example, considering the increasing demand of such skills and the changing nature of today's world?
Oh yes, as I mentioned to you, the courses that we have in the Mechanical Aerospace Engineering on data science and artificial intelligence, Python programming, computational thinking, they equip you and they train you on programming skills. So we make sure when you graduate from here, you are ready for these challenges. If a job requirements require you to be ready for the softer side of aviation, i.e., to be digitally knowledgeable using computational modeling and programming skills, you are ready for it. Most of the FIP projects that are done now in the School of Mechanical Aerospace Engineering touches on the soft side of aviation, making use of data science. See, data science is a ubiquitous reality of our daily life now. We cannot ignore it. We in the School of Mechanical Aerospace Engineering have embraced data science 4 years ago. Our students who are graduating now are finding not only job in the aerospace industry, they are data scientists in Shopee, data scientists in Seagate, data scientists in CAS, data scientists in the Changi Airport Group. And how they achieve that? Because they have this cross-domain knowledge, both of data sciences as well as of aviation, air traffic management. And they were the one who are acing the interview. They are better placed than those who are just trained in programming or computer science background, because they come with the domain knowledge. And they're also better trained from the students who are just trained in the aerospace, hard aerospace engineering from other universities. In MAE, you have the advantage of this dual training, both on the soft side and the hard side of the aviation. So I'm sure when you will graduate from MAE, you will be very well equipped. We will make sure that you're equipped to tackle any challenge, any demand of the jobs when it comes to the future industry 4.0. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Samir. So this is all the time we have for today. If you have any other questions, feel free to keep them coming on Slido. Slido will be live today from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we have a group of students and staff and professors online to address your questions. If you have any questions directly just for Prof. Samir, feel free to let us know as well in our email address, and we can redirect them to Prof. Samir if required. So everyone, thank you once again for joining us today. I hope you have had a fruitful session, and I hope to see you in NTU soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Elaine. Thank you, Edmund. It was such a nice interaction. We look forward for all the students to welcome them soon in this journey, exciting journey with the aviation market opening and lots of opportunity coming. So let's not miss the bus. Let's not, the industries that are looking for these hundreds and thousands of engineers. And then let's make Singapore the aviation hub it always have been. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Prof, as well. Thank you, Eileen.